You did good.
How are you?
I'm sorry, hon.
No, you're good. Is that good?
Oh, yeah, perfect, hon. I am ready. You
See
could,
your clients?
yeah, I've reviewed everything. I'm ready for the sentencing. I'm ready for everything.
Oh, good.
Now, the violations, though, normally Emily gives me a phone number. She didn't this time, so I didn't talk to him. But I've reviewed it
Do
all.
you want to talk to her? To call Emily and ask her about it?
No, that's all right.
But don't you want to be prepared on the violations?
Well, I have her information.
Oh, so you're good.
Yeah, I've copied everything.
Oh,
The only thing I didn't do, normally she includes the number so I can call the clients last night and just,
oh.
but, well, whatever.
Yeah,
But,
we'll
but
see.
I've reviewed them, so I'm ready. As soon as they come in, I'll just sit and talk with them.
All right.
I don't need to bother Emily yet.
You don't bother anybody. But if you see 205 come across there, that's me.
Oh, well, yeah, yes, ma'am.
So I'm 205, it'll come across 205, and Emily's 228, just in case she needs.
All I'm worried about 205.
That's right.
Yeah, all right.
Good morning, Mr. Brown.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I am super. How are you?
Would it be better? I'd be better.
Looks like the prosecutor's here now. Good morning, Ms. Foley Carter.
Morning, Judge.
Morning, Caitlin.
Morning, Marianne.
Good morning, Virginia.
Good morning, Judge.
Well, Mr. Brown said it's too early. I'm just waiting for Mr. Bowditch to come out of the breakout room, and then we'll get you called and get you on your way, sir. Mr. Bowditch,
Morning, Your Honor.
good morning, sir. This is 21SU002138OT. This is Sumter Township versus Mackay Brown.
Ready, Your Honor. Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch, 45367, appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Brown. Your Honor, today's date time set for arraignment in this matter. We waive formal reading, stand mute. We've also had a chance to pre-try this.
Mr. Bowditch, 1 second. Mr. Brown, state your name for the record, please, sir.
Makai Brown.
Thank you. Mr. Bowditch, you said you had an opportunity to pre-try this case and.
Yes, Your Honor.
proceeding?
Well, he's charged with driving while license suspended, Your Honor. We're seeking a small adjournment so he can pay a ticket and present himself better to the court.
There was an offer in the file for allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. I don't know if you'd seen that, sir.
No, Your Honor, I don't have any of the offers. But can I go back into a
That
break?
change the,
Beg your pardon?
as I was gonna say, does that change the posture of our conversation this morning?
Your Honor, it may.
Okay,
I'm going to go back into a breakout room with Mr. Brown.
before you do that, Mr. Galloway's here. Are you ready to proceed on Mr. Galloway?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, this is 20HR 13517 BOT. This is here on Township versus Mario Galloway.
Ready, Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Galloway. Mr. Galloway, could you tell the judge your name for the record, please?
Mario Galloway.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Galloway.
you. Today is the day and time set for the show cause arraignment pretrial in this matter. Mr. Bowditch, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, is there a plea in this matter?
There is a request from the prosecutor to adjourn this case for Mr. Galloway to obtain a license.
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Galloway has an Ohio driver's license, but now resides in Alabama. And his Ohio license is held up because of this.
No, wait, Mr. Galloway. Turn your,
Yes, I'm sorry.
we're actually having your hearing, sir. You can't walk away.
Okay, my apologies.
No worries.
Okay, I'm
Mr.
sorry. I
Bowditch, you
have
were
like a
saying he
germ
actually
thing, so I was just washing my hands. Okay.
Understood. You were saying that he actually, he has an out-of-state license, Mr. Bowditch?
Yes, Your Honor. He has an Ohio driver's license, soon to get an Alabama driver's license as soon as these matters are cleared up. And I don't know if he pleads guilty to the no cycle endorsement on an Ohio license, how it affects it.
Well, the offer in the file again is to adjourn for him to obtain a license, so we can put this over.
Mr. Galloway,
For-
we can adjourn this for you to clear up your license.
Does
I'm
that
gonna-
mean that you give me time to get my license and come back?
Yes, but I don't know if it's to clear up an Ohio driver's license or to eventually get your Alabama license.
Yes, my Ohio license is clear. Everything is paid for in Ohio. It
The
was,
only thing that's left is the ticket in Michigan.
yes, yes.
Well, if we adjourn this, I don't know if no cycle endorsement has points. I apologize for these negotiations on the record. If we adjourn this, can you pay the ticket in Michigan?
Yes.
All right, then we'll do that, Your Honor. Thank you.
Is there a
Mary Ann,
possibility I could go on a payment plan? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, sir. There's an outstanding $378 for no proof of insurance, and when we conclude this case, we can put you into a breakout room. Let's see if there's somebody from the collections department. I don't see anyone there, but you can go to the court's website, and on the contact us, there's a drop down where you can submit a request for a payment plan, or you can call and speak to the collections department.
Okay.
But for purposes of this case, since we're going to adjourn it, for purposes of arraignment, Mr. Bowditch, what do you want to do?
We'd waive formal reading and stand mute, Your Honor. Request an adjournment in this matter.
There is actually a warrant on this file, so we will recall this warrant,
Thank you, Your Honor.
waive formal reading, set his bond at 1,000 personal, Mr. Galloway, you don't need to post any money, but please continue to appear as directed until this case is resolved. Mary Ann, the adjourned date for the pretrial will be
September 22nd at 9:20.
September 22nd at 9:20. Mr. Galloway, that's back here with me using the same Zoom ID. Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor. You understand, Mr.
Thank you.
Galloway?
Yes, I do.
All right, we'll see you again September 22nd.
At
Take care.
8:20,
9:20.
9:20. That would be 8:20 here. Okay, thank you.
Have a good day, sir.
You too.
Take care of that
Mr.
ticket.
Bowditch, if you want to go back in with Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Robinson.
Good morning, Your Honor.
How are you, sir?
All right, how about yourself?
I'm super, sir. This is 22HR01148A, Huron Township versus James Lee Robinson Jr. You state your name for the record, sir.
James Lee Robinson Jr.
Mr. Robinson, the way they have you identify indicates that you're waiving your right to have the assistance of the court-appointed attorney this morning. Is that accurate, sir?
Yes, it is, ma'am.
Thank you. You were scheduled to be here back on July the 25th. You failed to appear timely. You did appear before the court finished the docket, and we reset this matter to today at 8 a.m. Have you had the opportunity to speak to the prosecutor?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Ms. Foley Carter, how are we proceeding this morning?
Yes, Your Honor. Caitlin Foley Carter on behalf of Huron Township. We will be amending the driver license suspended to allowed unlicensed driver to drive. It's my understanding that Mr. Robinson is making strides to obtain his driver's license, and we appreciate that.
Mr. Robinson, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You put your hand down. Mr. Robinson, the prosecutors indicated that you will be tendering a plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, and the driving while license suspended would be revoked. Would be dismissed. Is that your understanding, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
And sir, you understand that if the court accepts that plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, Your Honor.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, is it true that on January 27, 2022 in Huron Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Mr. Robinson, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive and will dismiss the count 1, driving while license suspended, revoked, or denied. Is there anything you'd like to say before fines and costs are assessed in this matter, sir?
No, you.
Mr. Robinson, the court will assess a fine of $100, cost of $100. There's $75 mandatory crime victims fee. There is a $50 show cause fee for a previous failure to appear, $50 mandatory state cost, and $20 fund fee. That's $395 by my math. Do you need more than 5 days to pay this amount, sir?
I can do it tomorrow, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll indicate in the file 5 days to pay. If you can do it tomorrow, fantastic.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, what was tomorrow? What's today, Thursday? Yeah,
Today is
well,
Thursday.
okay, you say 5 days, okay. And
You can pay it online, you can bring it to the court, or you can mail it to the court.
okay, you said it's $395?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's the total cost, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Anything else, Mr. Robinson?
No, Your Honor.
Have a wonderful day, sir. Good luck to
You-
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Recalling 21SU00213A, Sumter versus Brown.
Your Honor, for the record, once again, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of with Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, could you give us once again your name for the record, please?
Makai Brown.
Thank you. Your Honor, Mr. Brown, with the new information we received, would like to take advantage of the plea and plead guilty to the charge of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive a vehicle.
Mr. Brown, raise your right hand for me, sir. Do you swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Sir, you were able to hear Mr. Bowditch just indicate that you'll be tendering a plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, Your Honor.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it true, sir, that on July 10th, 2021 in Sumter Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Bowditch?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Mr. Brown, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. The original charge of driving while license suspended is dismissed. Mr. Brown, is there anything you'd like the court to know before fines and costs are assessed in this matter?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Brown, the court will impose the minimal fines and costs in this matter, which will be a $100 fine, $100 in costs, $75 crime victims fee, $50 mandatory state cost, $20 fund fee, $50 late fee, $45 clearance fee. That's $440. You owe the court $339 on an unrelated $294 on a registration or plate civil infraction. You can either pay this $440 within the next 5 days, or you can contact the court's collection department and they can set a singular payment plan on both files. Are you able to pay what you owe the court in its entirety, or do you need a payment plan, sir?
Payment plan.
I don't see that there's anyone from the collections department on this morning to assist you in setting a payment plan, Mr. Brown. So please either go to the court's website. There's a button that says contact us. You can drop it down and submit your payment plan request. You can call the court and set a payment plan, or you can come in and speak to somebody in the collections department, okay?
Okay.
Have a good day, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Young. Good morning, Mr. Kaplan.
Yo. Hey, thank you very much. Oh, I don't know if I'm on mute or not. Right now, I know I'm not.
Thank you, Mr. Young.
I need another job. This is crazy.
You need another job?
Oh, damn it. This is on here. Thank you, Miss Woodington. Judge, I'm on my last leg here. I was across, it's a long story. Internet problems everywhere, so I don't know how long I'll be with you, but I'm here right now.
That's not how you start off. It's only 8:35 in the morning.
I know. I've been struggling since about 8:05 this morning. So, I mean, at least I found this place to hide. So we'll be okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, good morning, Rob.
Hey, good morning, Mary Ann. How are you?
I'm super. How are you?
Good.
Hey, there's somebody in your waiting room already.
Okay. If I remember how to do this, I'm gone.
Hello, Mr. Young.
Mr. Bowditch, it sounds like to me. Are you, are you in the waiting room here?
Hey, I'm upstairs.
Oh, all right. What's going on? Are you here to see me?
I have a Miss Westerberg, Ann Westerberg, on a driving while license suspended.
You know, my whole system is down, so every driving while license suspended today is an automatic allowing.
Thank
Good
you.
morning,
So-
Mr. Coots.
Morning, Judge.
Your client is here, sir. Did you need to speak to either
Here on
Mr. Brzezicki or the prosecutor this morning?
here on Township, please.
Mary Ann will get you moved in with Ms. Foley Carter.
Thank you.
All right, Jeff, you can do that. I'm gonna go to this breakout room.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Rob.
Yep, no problem. Why is it not working?
Rob, do you want me to put you in there? It's like herding cats.
That's why even though Mr. Coots' client is early, if we can get him done while we have this kind of lull in the action.
Oh yeah, to stay ahead of it. Wouldn't that be cool?
I know we've said it out loud now and jinxed ourselves, but it'll be fine. Good morning, Ms. Belcher.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
I am wonderful. How have you been?
I've been good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Mr. Cummings.
He's in my office, Judge.
Oh, wonderful. Do you need to speak to the prosecutor?
Please.
Mr. Young, is he in with somebody? If he's not, Mary Ann will get you moved in to speak to him.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Paris. How are you, sir?
Good. Could be better. Could not be in court.
Now. The prosecutor is not out yet. Give me one moment.
Okay.
You're actually just a skosh early. Were you were in with the prosecutor though?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
I don't do this much, so my lingo is off.
You were in with a woman with long hair and glasses.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the prosecutor. I don't see
Okay.
an offer in the file, but these are 22 HR 07326 A and B. These are Huron Township versus Daniel Paris.
Those are all mine. Okay.
State your name for me, sir.
Well, I
Daniel
don't-
Harris.
Mr. Paris, the way that you're identified indicates that you're waiving your right to have the assistance of the court-appointed attorney, sir. Is that correct?
I mute this.
Yes.
These matters are scheduled today for arraignment pretrial. Ms. Foley Carter is back. Ma'am, you had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Paris.
I did, Your Honor.
Do we have a resolution of this matter?
We do. The people will be moving to amend the registration plate violation to no registration civil infraction and dismiss the no proof of insurance.
Let's go to court.
Mr. Paris, were you able to hear Ms. Foley Carter just now?
Yes.
Would you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Sir, you understand that if you plead responsible to the added count of no registration, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter?
Yes.
You won't have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor?
Yes.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead responsible?
No.
You're pleading responsible because you are in fact responsible.
Correct.
Mr. Paris, is it true that on August 3rd, 2022 in Huron Township, you did not have a registration for the vehicle that you were operating?
Correct.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
I wasn't operating the vehicle though. I didn't know
Or
if Matt.
No registration, or, I'm sorry, no registration on the vehicle that you had control or possession of. Is that
Yes.
better for you, Mr. Paris?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, the court accepts your plea of responsible to the civil infraction of no registration. The civil infraction, no proof of insurance, and misdemeanor registration or plate violation on the commercial vehicle are dismissed. The court will impose fines and costs of $200. Sir, do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
You take check, cash?
I personally don't take check or cash, but the cashiers downstairs will take care of you, sir. You can
All
bring
right.
it in, you can mail it in, or you can pay it online. It's fine, Mr. Paris. I was just bringing a little levity to the morning. 5 days to
You're
pay,
fine.
sir. Anything else, Mr. Paris?
No, that's all.
Green card.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Have a wonderful day.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
This is 22 SU 00566OM. This is Sumter Township versus Mercedes Rodriguez. State your name for the record, please, ma'am.
Mercedes Rodriguez.
Ma'am, today is a day and time set for your show cause arraignment pretrial. The way that the staff have you identified indicates that you are waiving your right to have the assistance of the court-appointed attorney this morning.
Correct.
And ma'am, you intend to proceed on your own.
Correct.
You were scheduled to be here back on July 14, 2022 at 8 a.m. You failed to appear, I'm sorry, at 9:10 a.m. You failed to appear and the court set the matter for show cause. Why weren't you here on July 14th?
Forgot about it. My dad was in the hospital.
Ms. Rodriguez, did you speak to the prosecutor for Sumter this morning, Mr. Young?
Correct.
Mr.
Honor,
Young, is there a resolution of this matter?
There is, Your Honor, resident before you of 30 years, first time this has happened. Believe that this will be prevented. I just explained it's not the police's duty or job normally to be chasing dogs around the neighborhood. We'll treat this as a learning experience, and I have no objection to dismissing the case, Your Honor.
Any objection to that dismissal, Ms. Rodriguez?
No.
This case is hereby dismissed. Anything else, Mr. Young?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ma'am, have a good day. Good luck to you.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Are we ready with Mr. Persicki? These are 22 HR 06516 A, B, C, and D. May I have your appearances, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter on behalf of Huron Township, Your Honor.
You're muted, Mr. Coots.
Sorry. Robert Coots on behalf of Mr. Brzezicki, 43430.
Today is the day and time set for the arraignment pretrial in this matter. Mr. Coots, for purposes of arraignment, what say you, sir?
My client will stand not guilty and waive the reading.
You had the opportunity to pre-try this matter with the prosecutor.
I have.
Is there a resolution of this matter?
There is.
What is it, please, sir?
The plea will be, my client will be offering a plea to the failure to stop at a property damage accident. The other 3 charges will be dismissed.
Thank you. Mr. Persicki, state your name for the record, sir.
Robert Berzicki.
And raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you had the opportunity to speak to your attorney regarding a plea in this matter?
Yes, I did.
And it's your understanding that you will be tendering a plea of guilty to 1 count of failing to stop or identify after a property damage accident?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that the court accepts your plea in this matter, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or stand cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, is it true that on July 10th, 2022 in Huron Township, you failed to stop or identify yourself after a property damage accident where you hit another vehicle and left the scene?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Coots, would you like to inquire further of your client?
No, I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied. Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Mr. Persicki, the court accepts your plea of guilty to failing to stop or identify after a property damage accident. Will dismiss the remaining 2 civil infractions and other misdemeanor from that July 10th, 2022 incident. The court will send the matter to the probation department so that a letter may be sent to the complainant in this matter to determine if restitution is sought, and then the probation department will schedule the matter for the sentencing.
Okay.
Anything else, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor. I did want to note that I did also send a letter to the complainant and I did not receive a response.
I saw that note in the file, and I just want to give the complainant an opportunity to respond directly to the court. Anything else, Mr. Coots?
Thank you, no.
We're all set, Mr. Persicki. Have a good day. I'll see you at sentencing, sir.
Take care.
Thank you.
Your
Ms.
Honor,
Westerberg,
I'm ready on Westerberg, Your Honor.
the case I was just calling.
Yes, ma'am.
This is 22-SU-00798 A and B. These are Sumter Township versus Ann Westerberg. May I have your appearance?
Ready, Your Honor. For the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Miss Westerberg.
Ma'am, state your name for me.
Miss
please.
Wester,
Ann Westerberg.
Thank you. Today is day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial in this matter. Mr. Bowditch, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, as far as the arraignment, we'd wait forward reading and stand mute. As far as the pretrial, Your Honor, Miss Westerberg would be pleading guilty to an added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive a vehicle with the understanding the 2 original charges would be dismissed.
Ms. Westerberg, raise your right hand for me, please, ma'am. Do you swear affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. You put your hand down. You had the opportunity to discuss the case this morning with Mr. Bowditch,
Yes.
and it's your understanding that you'll be tendering a plea of guilty to an added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive.
Yes.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes.
And ma'am, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
Ma'am, is it true that on July 28, 2022 in Sumter Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes.
Mr. Bowditch, would you like to inquire further of your client?
No, Your Honor, defense is satisfied.
Satisfied, Mr. Young? You're muted, sir.
Satisfied. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Westerberg, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. The civil infraction, registration, or plate violation is dismissed, along with the driving while license suspended, revoked, or denied. Is there anything you'd like to say before the court imposes fines and costs in this matter, ma'am?
No.
The court will impose a fine of $100, cost of $100. There is a $75 crime victims fee, $50 mandatory state cost, and $20 fund fee. That's $345, ma'am. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
No. 5 days should be fine.
5 days to pay. That's September 13, 2022, ma'am. You can bring it to the court, mail it to the court, or pay it online. Anything else
Okay.
in this matter, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Ms. Westerberg, we're all set. You may log off. Good luck to you. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, thank you, too.
Thank you. This is
Mr. Young, I need a meeting
22SU00.
with Mr. Young. I apologize, Your Honor. I
This is
just need,
22SU00805 A and B. These are Sumter Township versus Scott Cummings. May I have your appearance, please?
Robert Young, Sumter Township, Your Honor.
And good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Leanna Belcher on behalf of Mr. Cummings, who's seated to my left. Mr. Cummings, will you please state your name for the record?
Scott Cummings.
Thank you, sir. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial. Ms. Belcher, how are we proceeding this morning?
Thank you, Your Honor. As it relates to the arraignment, we waive formal reading and stand mute. We are requesting another pretrial date in this matter so that we can obtain the discovery.
Mr. Cummings, the court will set your bond at 1,000 personal. You don't need to post any money, but what you must do is continue to appear and participate in these proceedings until they're resolved in their entirety. Ms. Belcher, the court has made notification in the file that discovery is requested. The adjourned date will be
October 13th at 9:30.
and that's with
Judge Green.
Judge Green. October 15, 2022 at 9:30 a.m. Number 3 with Judge Green. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Young?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Anything
you.
else, Ms. Belcher?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Cummings, good luck to you. Judge Green on October 15th. Have a good afternoon, sir.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too, ma'am. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Mr. Young, could you and I go into a breakout room, sir?
Sure.
I'll join your breakout room.
Mr. Murray?
Yeah.
Yes. Sir, have you been into a breakout room where somebody confirmed your phone number and email address?
I was running a little late. I just woke up, so I just got on here not that long ago. I haven't talked to nobody yet.
They're going to move you into a room, sir, where you'll have the opportunity to speak to the clerks will verify your contact information, and then they'll move you in to either talk to the court-appointed attorney or talk to the prosecutor, okay?
Okay.
Judge, I've
Thank
been
you.
trying to move him and he's not, I can't get him in. Sir, do
Mr.
you?
Murray, you're going to see an invitation to join a breakout room. You need to accept it, click on it, so that you
Okay.
can go talk to the clerks. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Nunley.
Good morning. How are you, Judge?
I'm super, sir. How are you?
I'm great. I'm jumping in for Mr. Kaplan for a little bit here.
I heard about that. I appreciate your assistance this morning.
No problem. I see somebody waiting now.
The person who's identified as Jalen's iPhone, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, do you see an invitation to join a breakout room?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, can you please click on that?
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, Robert Lewis.
Hello. Mary Ann, could you move Miss Borso out of the breakout room? She doesn't seem to know how to do that.
Sure.
Thank you. And then we're ready on Miss Borso, Your Honor.
This is 22SU00540OM. This is Sumter Township versus Borso. May I have your appearance, please?
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Miss Borso. Miss Borso, could you tell the judge your name for the record, please? Miss Borso, could you tell the judge your name?
Shuri Borso.
Thank you.
Today is the day and time set for the adjourned pretrial. Mr. Bowditch, how are we proceeding this morning?
We're going to adjourn this for discovery, Your Honor.
That new date will be
October 13th at 9:40.
Okay.
That's in number 3
Hello.
with Judge Green. This case is being adjourned for discovery. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor.
October 13th at 9:40, Ms. Borso. Have a good day, ma'am.
Yep.
Your Honor, I'm going to have to excuse myself for a minute. I have a sentencing in front of Judge Oakley.
Yes, sir. What happened to Mr. Lewis? Mary Ann, did you communicate that adjournment to Andy?
I did not.
She was talking to him and now he's gone. And I didn't see that there had been a stipulation to adjourn. I know that you said that in the case, the attorneys agreed to it. I'm referring to 22SU00720A and B. These were the Robert Lewis files. I don't have the files anymore. Mr. Lewis had been here. He's now gone. Have you already sent the notices out?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Maybe Andy looked it up and saw that the adjournment had occurred. Mhm. There's somebody waiting to speak to you, Mr. Young, unless Mr. Norris just has not moved himself out.
Mr. Nunley should be coming in, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Well, I can tell you what we were gonna do. He has Mr., well, you're gonna need to arraign him. We're just adjourning it for discovery, but it's Linton, Nicholas Linton, Linton, 9 o'clock, I think. Let me look. (9:10), it was scheduled for, Your Honor. I don't know where he's at. He said he was coming back in. Let me go find him.
Good morning, Mr. Vincent.
Morning,
How are you,
Your
sir?
Honor. Old. But not that
We
old.
all live long enough to have that same response. This is 2200680M, Sumter Township versus Jeffrey Van Thoff. Did Mr. Young disappear? Yes.
Your Honor, Michael Vincent, on behalf of Mr. Vantoff, who appears in my conference room, say good morning to the judge.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Mr. Young disappeared just as I was calling the case. As soon as he gets back, let me see. He's in with the MIDC attorney, so give me just one moment, Mr. Vincent.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is the Van Thoff matter, Mr. Young.
Yes, Your Honor. Is Mr. Vincent's here. Your Honor, Robert Young on behalf of Sumter Township. This matter was pre-tried at some point, and it was agreed to at the time in a request made by Mr. Vantoff to have this resolved by a jury trial. Between that time and whatever the cutoff period was, Mr. Vincent and his client have agreed to a bench trial. And I think that's where we're at. We just need to have that date set.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Vincent, is that, I was gonna say, that's correct. You and Mr. Van Thoff are waiving the right to have this trial done by a jury?
Yes, we have discussed this a couple of times in my office, and that's what Mr. Vantoff wants to do based on advice I've given him.
Thank you. Mr. Van Thoff, you're waiving your right to have this matter tried by a jury, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
The trial date will be?
Judge, that's the tricky part, because after today, you don't have Sumter again.
What we can do, hopefully, is get on the end of Judge Green's Sumter. If Michelle is here, or if Judge Green's available, we can maybe get a date from her.
Yep, give me 1 second, please.
Yes, ma'am.
So we've been another court.
Or I don't know that we necessarily have to do it on a Sumter day, Mr. Young and Mr. Vincent.
I don't mind, Your Honor. Whatever
I'm
day.
looking potentially at October the 7th, that's a Friday. Young, will that work for you?
I'm scheduled to go out of town October the 3rd, but I'm
Let's try
back
something different.
on the 6th. I can do the 7th. I mean, at this point, I'll be ready to go on that. That's fine. The 7th will work.
The 7th at 9 a.m., Mr. Vincent?
That works for us, Your Honor. Thank you.
They won't let me schedule anything, Your Honor, so Ellie does the scheduling.
Okay.
They took that responsibility away from me several years ago.
Mary Ann?
If it's possible, if the trial could start a little bit later, I would appreciate that. I don't know.
Later, like how late?
Maybe 10 or 11. I'm not sure what the schedule is. 10 o'clock would be better for me.
Mr. Young, 10 o'clock?
Oh, 10 o'clock is fine, Your Honor.
Okay.
That's fine, whatever the court chooses.
If something changes, just reach out to Mary Ann and we'll figure it out. Mary Ann?
Yes, ma'am.
October 7th at 10 o'clock for Mr. Vanthof?
Will this be in person or do trial by Zoom?
It'll be in person.
Thank you. Good morning,
That's
Bob.
a Friday, Mary Ann, but I figured that'd be easier than trying to work around somebody else's schedule.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Vincent, something else?
I just said good morning to Bob Young.
Good morning to you, Mr. Vincent. Is 10 o'clock late enough for you? Does it give you enough time to sleep in? Sorry, I'm just kidding.
That concludes this matter. I will see you both. I will see you all on October 7th at 10 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Rob, can I get a brief breakout room with you, or are you busy?
Ms. Douglas?
Yes, Your Honor. Julie
How are you
Douglas.
this morning,
I'm good. How are you? I'm filling in for Eric Chappell on behalf of Zachary Duran. There's a pretrial this morning at 9:20.
When you log on, if you put your P number on, it helps me because I didn't recognize the name.
Okay.
And so you would have, yep. Have you already talked to Mr. Young in these matters? The prosecutor?
I have not, no, but I certainly can because we're waiting on the video. So I would appreciate a breakout room with him. That would be great.
Okay. They'll put you into his waiting room. And when he's done with Mr. Kaplan, he'll get around. Well, get
Okay.
around to.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Oh, wait, he's back. He's back. Mr. Young, were
Yes.
you ready on something with Mr. Kaplan?
He had a quick plea of DWLS case coming in. I don't know if he's talked to his client yet, but.
Okay. Mary Ann's going to have you go in and speak with Ms. Douglas about Mr. Doran then.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Mr. Doran, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you go into a breakout room? There should be an invitation there for you. Hey, Rob, can you get back in?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't know if you were put me in a different one or not. All right, we'll do.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm terrified. Yeah, right here. Right there. Like, the bitch. I wouldn't want to intentionally, but if I like slipped, I mean, like had to swerve over, it's gonna be scared. I'm fucking dead. This guy's funny, man. My friend in here.
Friends in here?
Yes. Fucking- Let me focus. Let me focus. He just Snapchatted me. That is fucking hilarious.
Mr. Nolly, are we ready with Mr. Linton? Mr. Nunley?
Yes.
I said, are we ready with Mr. Linton?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. Yes, we are ready.
Okay, it just says MIDC and I wasn't sure if it would be you or, this is 22SU008160D. This is Sumter Township versus Nicholas Linton. Have your appearances, please.
Yes, Royce Nunley appearing on behalf of the defendant. I believe, is this an arraignment pretrial or just a pretrial?
It's arraignment, sir.
For purposes of the arraignment, we'd waive a formal reading and stand mute. For purposes of the pretrial, we just need an adjournment. Rob didn't have, or Mr. Young didn't have any of the police reports or discovery in this matter, so we need an opportunity to get those and review them.
Mr. Linton, state your name for the record, sir.
Nicholas Linton.
For purposes of arraignment, any comment as to bond, Mr. Nunley?
We'd ask the court to allow him to be out on a personal bond. He did show up today of his own fruition. I do not believe he's a flight risk.
Mr. Linton, your bond will be set at $5,000 personal. You do not need to post any money, but what you must do is continue to appear and participate in these proceedings until the matter is resolved. Additionally, a condition of your bond will be that you do not purchase, possess, consume any alcoholic beverages due to the seriousness of the allegations contained in this matter. Mr. Nunley is requesting discovery, so this matter will be adjourned. The pretrial will be adjourned. That new date will be
October 13th at 9:40.
October 13th, 2020 at 9:40 a.m. And that will be number 3 with Judge Green. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Nunley?
Nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Linton, we're all set, sir. Have a wonderful afternoon.
You too.
Thank you. Mr. Kaplan, are we ready with Mr. Murray?
We are, Your Honor.
This is 22SU00605 BOT. This is Sumter Township versus John Allen Murray Jr. May I have your appearance, please?
Joshua Kaplan on behalf of Mr. Murray.
Mr. Murray, state your name for the record, sir.
Hi, I'm John Murray.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the show cause arraignment pretrial. Mr. Murray was scheduled to be here on July 14th and failed to appear. Mr. Kaplan, how are we proceeding this morning?
He's going to be pleading to a count of allow an unlicensed driver to drive, dismissal of the original charge, driving license suspended.
Mr. Murray, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You put your hand down. Sir, you had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Kaplan this morning, and you understand that you'll be tendering a plea of guilty to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, I understand.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
I understand.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
You haven't been threatening in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, I have not.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
Sir, is it true that on June 4th, 2022 in Sumter Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Young?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Satisfied, Mr. Kaplan?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Mr. Murray, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, will dismiss the original count of driving while license suspended, revoked, or denied. Sir, is there anything you'd like to say before fines and costs are assessed in this matter?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Murray, the court will assess fines of $100, cost of $100. There's $75 crime victims fee. There's $50 show cost for your previous failure to appear. $50 mandatory state cost, $20 fund fee. That's $395. So are you able to pay that within the next 5 days, or do you need a payment plan?
I was gonna get a payment plan if that's okay. I can come in the following Thursday to pay everything. Well, not pay everything, but put some money down.
Thank you. Mr. Murray, you have the additional outstanding tickets with this court. You owe $3,623.
Yeah, I
You can
was
either-
on a payment plan, sorry. And I had lost my job, but I'm back to work now doing good. And I'll be able to, make my payments regularly again.
I was going to say to you, the collections department can roll that into a singular payment plan. So please either come into the court, go on the court's website. There's a button that says contact us. You can submit a request for a payment plan, or you can call the court's collection department and set up that payment plan, okay?
Yeah, I was just going to come in because I don't live far. So
Thank you. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Young?
Oh, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Murray. We're all set, sir. Have a wonderful day.
yep, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Douglas, are we ready on Doran?
Yes, Your Honor.
These are 22SU00562A and B. These are Sumter Township versus Doran. May I have your appearances, please?
Robert Young, Sumter Township, Your Honor.
Julie Douglas for Mr. Duran.
Mr. Duran, state your name for me, please, sir.
Zachary Dorn.
Doran, thank you. Today is the day and time set for the adjourned pretrial. Ms. Young, Ms. Douglas, how are we proceeding in this matter?
The defendant is still waiting on some discovery, particularly the video. And Mr. Young is attempting to get that for us. So if we could continue this date, that would be great.
Make a notation in the file that the video discovery remains outstanding. We'll adjourn the pretrial to
October 13th at 9:50.
at 9:50.
Your Honor, is it possible to get a date after October 20th?
Yes, ma'am. Give me one moment. Mary Ann will get a date.
October 20. Oh boy. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second.
Oh, we're going to go into November. Okay.
Right. I think, yeah, but I think there's something with that November date with Judge Green.
November 10th?
Yeah, I think they've changed it. Did you?
Oh,
If you give me a second, I was given the new date of November 16th by Michelle maybe a week ago. Unless that's changed again, but that's the most recent date I have, November 16th with Judge Green.
Yes, I just spoke with Michelle, November 16th at 9 o'clock.
November 16th at 9 o'clock, number 3 with Judge Green. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Young?
Oh, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Douglas?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a wonderful day. That concludes this matter.
You too.
Thank you. This is 22HR055970I. This is here on Township versus John Henry West II. May I have your appearances, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter on behalf of Huron Township, Your Honor.
John Henry
Mr.
West
Westlake,
on
thank
the
you.
behalf of myself, Your Honor.
Today was the day and time set for the formal hearing in this matter, scheduled at 11:15. This court received information this morning that there would be a plea entered in this matter, Ms. Foley Carter.
That is correct, Your Honor. We'll be amending the speed 16 to 20 over to double parking. It's my understanding that Mr. West has already posted a bond of $180. We'll leave it at $180 and consider the case closed.
Mr. West, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
Thank you. You put your hand down. Sir, you had the opportunity to discuss this matter with Ms. Foley Carter,
Yes,
and it's your understanding you will be tendering a plea of responsible to double parking and that the speeding citation would be dismissed.
that is correct, Your Honor.
You understand that the court accepts your plea in this matter, you will not have a trial of any kind?
That is correct.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
That is correct, Your Honor.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get your plea responsible.
I have not, and I am.
Thank you. Sir, is it true that on June 16, 2022 in Huron Township, you were double parked contrary to law?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Mr. West, the court will accept your plea of responsible to the double parking, dismiss the speeding 16 to 20 over. As previously indicated by Ms. Foley Carter, the court will accept the $180 bond that's been posted in this matter as satisfaction in full of the obligations due and consider the matter closed. Anything else, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. West?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for logging on early. You have a wonderful afternoon.
You as well.
Thank you. I thought we were done with Mr. Linton. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What is your last name, please?
Williams?
Mr. Williams, have you spoken to any of the court clerks this morning?
No,
Have you spoken to the prosecutor, sir?
no.
Judge, I've been trying to get him in to the clerk's
Mr.
room.
Williams, you're going to see an invitation to join a breakout room. Please respond to it by clicking or pressing that button, okay?
Okay. Join.
Thank you. Mr. Young, have you already spoken to Mr. Dowse?
I'm sorry, Mr. Who?
Dowse
Douse?
on Alexander, he's in your waiting room.
I was trying to go in there. Let me try it again. Okay. Let's try that.
I need to speak with you when you get a second too, Rob.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What is your name, please?
Timothy Gardner.
Mr. Gardner, you're going to see an invitation to go into the breakout room. Please go there to speak to the court staff. They will verify your phone number and email address and confirm whether or not you wish to speak to the court-appointed attorney this morning, okay?
Okay.
Julius Williams.
Yes.
Sir, have you already been in and spoken to the court clerk regarding
No.
confirming your address and phone number? Mr.
No.
Williams, you'll see an invitation to join the breakout room. When you see that invitation, please click or tap that button so you may go there, have your information confirmed so your case may be called this morning.
This is a breakout room? I haven't really
There
seen
is-
an invite.
You should see, if you, looks like you may be on the phone, tap the screen and you will see that you're supposed to be going into the clerk's waiting room.
There's an option that says join, tap to join the started breakout room. That's correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I've kind of, honestly, Your Honor, I've been in there since 9 a.m. So that's why I joined. I was uncertain. No one's called my name or anything.
You're doing the right thing. I see that's where you're supposed to go. They'll confirm your address and phone number and whether or not you want to speak to the court-appointed attorney, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
If this was to me, then good morning, Judge. Good to see you.
Good to see you, sir.
Waiting on
When Mr. Young comes out, I'll get the case called.
I'll be right here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello,
Good morning, ma'am. What is your name, please?
Marion Goodlow?
Goodlow?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, what time are you? Oh, I see you at 9:30.
Yes.
Okay. I'll put you back into the clerk's waiting room. They're going to verify your phone number and your address, and then we'll get your case called, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Goodlow, go back into that breakout room, okay?
You. I may have to call back in.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
What is your name, please?
Sarah Collinsworth.
Ms. Collingsworth, I'm going to rename you, then I'll move you back into the clerk's waiting room.
There's
They'll
no G
verify.
in, sorry.
They're just getting you named so that the clerks know who you are. They'll verify your address and your phone number, whether or not you want to speak to the court-appointed attorney, okay, ma'am?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So go back to where that, you click on the screen to go back to the waiting room, the breakout room.
Breakout room, okay, I see it. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Mr. Mays. Mr. Nunley, were you ready with something?
Yeah, I'm trying to move Miss Serena Hill out of the breakout room. Oh, there she is.
Yes.
This is 2205260M. This is Sumter Township versus Hill. May I have your appearance, please?
Royce Nunley appearing on behalf of the defendants.
State your name for me, please, ma'am.
Serena Hill.
Today is the day and time set for the adjourned pretrial in this matter. Mr. Nunley, how are we proceeding this morning?
We are asking the court for one more brief adjournment. I'm hoping that at our next court date, we will have a resolution in this matter, hopefully a dismissal. Mr. Young just needed a little more time to confer with his buddies.
Thank you. That adjourned date will be
October 13th at 9:40.
October 13th at 9:40 a.m. That's number 3 with Judge Green. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Nunley?
Nothing further, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Hill, we're all set, ma'am. Thank you for your patience this morning. Have a good day.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we are ready on Mr. Lopez.
These are 22SU00860 A and B. These are Sumter Township versus Brandon Ray Lopez. May I have your appearance, please?
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch, 45367, appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Lopez. Mr. Lopez, could you tell the judge your name for the record, please?
Brandon Ray Lopez.
Thank you.
Sir.
Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial in this matter. Mr. Bowditch, how are we proceeding?
We would waive formal reading, stand mute at the arraignment. As far as the pretrial, Your Honor, Mr. Lopez wishes to take the mercy of the prosecutor, plead guilty to an added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive.
Mr. Lopez, raise your right hand for me, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, sir. You may put your hand down. Sir, you had the opportunity to discuss this case this morning with Mr. Bowditch.
Yes, I did.
And it's your understanding that you'll be tendering a plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive?
Correct.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, Your Honor.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Correct. Yes.
Mr. Lopez, is it true that on August 19, 2022 in Sumter Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Bowditch?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Sir, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. The original charge of driving while license suspended and the civil infraction of the registration or plate violation are dismissed. Mr. Bowditch, anything on behalf of your client before fines and costs are imposed?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Mr. Lopez, the court will impose a fine of $100, cost of $100. There's $75 crime victim fee. There's $50 mandatory state cost, $20 fund fee. That's $345. Sir, do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
What is the actual total?
$345, sir.
Yes, I need approximately 3 weeks and I'll be able to pay that.
Mr. Lopez, the court's going to send you to the collections department. You can call the court, you can come to the court, or you can go online. There's a drop down contact us where you can submit a request for a payment plan. You already owe the court $1,940 on other matters. Your payment plan in that case, you haven't made a payment on since June. So please contact the collections department to resume your payment plan on the outstanding matters and to add this current case to that stack of cases, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Have a wonderful day, Mr. Lopez.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. Be safe out.
You too.
This is 22SU00400OD. This is Sumter Township versus Alexander Learmouth. May I have your appearances, please?
Robert Young, Sumter Township, Your Honor.
And Uwe Downs, good morning on behalf of Alex Learmonth for an adjourned trial here today.
Thank you. This matter had been adjourned because Mr. Learmouth had been unavailable. How do things stand this morning, Mr. Young?
Apparently, the condition of Mr. Learmouth has worsened, Your Honor. He is, I've been informed he's in a group home now and has been identified as dangerous, a danger to himself or something like that. I'm speaking for the attorney. This isn't a OWI case. It looks like this gentleman is never going to come out of the medical facility that he's in. I want to take one more look at this before I decide what to do with it. If I've misspoken, the attorney can correct me, but that's kind of my general understanding as to what's going on. And I indicated to him that I would look again a second time at the medical records. I looked at the first go around. It was pretty depressing to me, and he tells me it's gotten worse. So I'll look at it.
Thank you for that, Mr. Young. Only item to correct is that Mr. Learmonth has been labeled a vulnerable adult by Wayne County Adult Protective Services, and he's in a group home. And it's quite true. He does not stand to live on his own ever again. And maybe not for all that long.
That being the case, this matter will be adjourned to
October 13th at 9:50.
October 13th at 9:50 a.m. and that will be with Judge Green. Anything else, Mr. Young?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else on behalf of Mr. Learmonth?
Not today. Thank you for giving us the time to find the right thing to do here.
Absolutely, sir. You have a wonderful day.
You as well. Thank you, Mr. Young.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rob, could I borrow you real quick?
Sure.
Mr. Ellis, are we expecting Mr. Beebe today?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. He's actually here in the lobby. I was hoping to speak to the prosecutor first.
We'll get you moved into the waiting room for the prosecutor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Kaplan, were you ready on something?
Yes, on Crystal Lee.
Yes, I'm here.
These are 22SU00719 A, B, and C. These are Sumter Township versus Crystal Lee. Your appearances, please.
Joshua Kaplan on behalf of Ms. Lee.
State your name for me, ma'am.
Crystal Lee.
Mr. Kaplan, today is the day and time set for the adjourned pretrial on this matter. How are we proceeding?
After speaking with Sumter Township prosecutor, we are going to be requesting, he wants an adjournment on this. He wants to speak to the complaining witness. We're asking just for a pretrial with the victim to appear so that we can resolve all issues at the next court date.
The adjourned date will be
October 13th at 10 o'clock.
October 13th at 10 a.m. with Judge Green. Notation that the complainant must appear. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Young, for Crystal Lee?
No,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you put on the record, but all I heard was that you want the complainant to appear, right?
Correct.
Anything else, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Mr. Young, you and I will speak ahead of time if we have a resolution. He doesn't, obviously no reason to appear. This way we can resolve it all.
That's fine.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Lee. That resolves the matter for today. Your next date is October 13th, 10 a.m. with Judge Green. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
Mr. Ellis is in your waiting room for a bid.
Okay.
These are 22SU00864 A and B. These are Sumter Township versus Travis Garrett. May I have your appearance, please?
Yes, Roy Snelling appearing on behalf of the defendants.
Mr. Garrett, state your name for me, please, sir.
Travis Garrett.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial on this matter. Mr. Nunley, how are we proceeding?
After speaking with Mr. Young, he has agreed to dismiss the original 2 charges in exchange for Mr. Garrett pleading responsible to double parking for $150.
Mr. Garrett, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Sir, you had the opportunity to discuss this matter with Mr. Nunley this morning,
Yep.
and it's your understanding that you'll be pleading responsible to an added count of double parking and the driving while license suspended, and the registration and plate violation would be dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, ma'am.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead responsible?
Nope.
No?
No, ma'am.
Sir, is it true that on August 21st, 2022 in Sumter Township, you were double parked contrary to law?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Nunley?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Garrett, the court will accept your plea of responsible to the added count of double parking, dismiss both the original civil infraction of the registration or plate violation and the misdemeanor driving while license suspended. As previously indicated by Mr. Nunley, the court will assess $150 fine for that double parking. Sir, do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
No.
$150 due by September 13, 2022. Sir, you can go online and pay it. You can mail it to the court or you can bring it to the court. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Nunley?
Nothing further, Judge.
Mr. Garrett, we're all set, sir. You have a wonderful afternoon.
You too, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Mays, are we ready with Mr. Mirza?
Yes, and sorry I missed you on the good morning earlier. My fat thumb was trying to unmute and it didn't work.
This is 20SU005000OT. This is Sumter Township versus Alvin Mirza. May I have your appearance, please?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. William Mays on behalf of Mr. Mirza. Mr. Mirza, state your name, please.
Alvin Mirza.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial on this matter. Mr. Mays, how are we proceeding?
Waive reading on the arraignment, and the prosecutor and I have worked out an agreement. The charges will be dismissed in exchange for a plea of guilty to allowing a suspended motor stop rate. I've gone through the rights with Mr. Mirza as well as the maximum penalty, and he's going to tender a plea of guilty.
Mr. Mirza, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You may put your hand down. You had the opportunity to discuss this case with Mr. Mays, and it's your understanding you will be tendering a plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlawful driver to drive.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, Your Honor.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor?
Yes, Your Honor.
And sir, you haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
You're pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, is it true that on September 29, 2020 in Sumter Township, you allowed an unlawful driver to drive?
Yes. Mr. Mirza, you have to say yes.
Yes, Your Honor. I didn't.
Satisfied, Mr. Young?
Very satisfied with Mr. Mays' guilty plea to self-defense.
I know, that's why I looked. Satisfied, Mr. Mays?
Yes, Your Honor. And I would move for immediate sentencing.
I was just about to ask you, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of your client before fines and costs are assessed, sir?
Yeah, unlike a lot of people that come before you, he's only got one prior drinking and driving offense, but it was a serious one, and that's why he's revoked from 2005. And I've told him how to get his license back, and he's going to try and do that. But aside from that one offense, there might be something on his record from as a juvenile, as an MIP that he thinks was wiped off his record. So he's remarkably free from a criminal history, just that one very serious case from 2005.
Anything else, Mr. Mays?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Mercer, the court will assess a fine of $100, cost of $100, or $75 crime victims fee, $50 mandatory state cost, and $20 fund fee. That's a total of $345. Are you able to pay that within the next 5 days, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you may either go online and pay it, you can bring it to the court, or you can mail it to the court. Anything else, Mr. Young?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Mays?
No, just a hello to Josh.
I missed that mustache.
Thank you, Judge. Have a great day.
Mr. Mirza, we're all set, sir. You have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you for your patience this morning.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
Thank you. These are 22 SU 00855 A and B. These would be Sumter Township versus Sarah Collinsworth. May I have your appearances, please?
Robert Young, Sumter Township, Your Honor.
Joshua Kaplan on behalf of Ms. Collinsworth. Just one quick, Mr. Young, are you good with the allow and dismissal of DWLS and the stop sign? She does have her license back.
Yes, I am. Thanks.
We're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
State your name for me, please, ma'am.
Sarah Collinsworth.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial in this matter. Mr. Kaplan, how are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, we will be graciously pleading to allow an unlicensed driver to drive with a dismissal of the 2 charges, driving with license suspended and stop sign. And just for the record, she does have her license back. She is in her car waiting to go to work right now.
Ms. Collinsworth, raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. You put your hand down. Ma'am, you had the opportunity to discuss this matter this morning with Mr. Kaplan. It is your understanding you'll be tendering a plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, and the civil infraction stop sign violation and the driving while license suspended would be dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, ma'am.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor?
Yes, ma'am.
And ma'am, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No.
You're pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
Ma'am, is it true that on August 18, 2022, in Sumter Township, you allowed an unlawful driver to drive?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Young?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Satisfied, Mr. Kaplan?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Ms. Collinsworth, the court will accept your plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlawful driver to drive, will dismiss the driving while license suspended and the stop sign civil infraction. Any comments on behalf of your client, sir, before fines and costs are assessed?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Collinsworth, the court will assess a fine of $100, cost of $100, there's $75 crime victims fee, there's $50 mandatory state cost, and $20 fund fee, that's $345. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount, ma'am?
I do. If there's any way to take a payment or plan.
Yes, ma'am. You may contact the court either by calling the collections department, coming to the
Okay.
court, or on the court's website. Excuse me. On the court's website, there's a contact us button where you may submit a request for a payment plan, and the staff will assist you in setting a payment plan. Anything else, Ms. Collinsworth?
No, ma'am. Thank you very much.
We're all set, ma'am. You have a wonderful day.
You too.
Maria, did you need something, ma'am?
I'm here if you need me for collections.
I needed you, but I think Ms. Collinsworth is going to go into work. Unless, ma'am, do you have time this morning to talk to the collections department?
Yeah, I can talk to her.
Okay, thank you.
Maria, did you have the case number? Did you need it?
I have it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Are we ready on a beat?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, he's coming in now.
Ms. Foley Carter, could you and I go in a breakout room, please?
Certainly.
Rob, will you meet me in your room as soon as you're done?
Yes, I've got a quick one here.
No problem.
Come on in, have a seat. All right, we're ready, Your Honor. He's here.
This is 22SU002910M. This is Sumter Township versus Carrara B. May I have your appearance, please?
Robert Young, Sumter Township, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Lawrence LaSalle with and on behalf of Karar Abid.
Your Honor, date and time set for a pretrial in this matter. The defendant faces a charge of retail fraud. There's one outstanding issue that the defense attorney is asking me to help him at least satisfy in his mind. And so he's requested a copy of the video and whatever tracking device was utilized by Fox Automotive to cause this charge to be brought. So I told him I would do that for him. So we're asking for an adjournment.
Would you state your name for the record, sir?
Karar Abid.
Thank you. That adjourned date will be
October 13th at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your
October
Honor.
13th at 10 o'clock with Judge Green. Anything else, Mr. Young?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. LaSalle?
Nothing further. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You as well.
What happened to Jalen Norris?
He never accepted.
I'm still here.
Mr. Norris, you'll see, when you see that invitation, you might need to tap your screen so you can go into the breakout room until you meet with the clerks and or the court appointed attorney. The court cannot call your case. It's not considered ready, okay?
Your Honor, I did meet with Mr. Norris and I offered him an allowing on that case. If he indicated that he would take it if he needs, I'm just letting you know that was where I left it with him. If he needs to speak with Mr. Bowditch or Mr. Nunley, that's fine too.
Mr. Norris, have you spoken to a court clerk who confirmed your phone number and your address this morning?
Yes.
Sir, did you want to speak to the court appointed attorney or did you want to proceed on your own?
I chose on my own. Chose to waive that.
This is 21SU003270T. This is Sumter Township versus Jalen Norris. Mr. Norris, state your name for the record.
Jalen Norris.
Mr. Norris, you were previously scheduled to be here on October 14th, on November 29th, on August 11th. When you failed to appear, matters were set for show cause and there was a bench warrant eventually issued for your failure to appear. The court will recall the warrant. Before the court actually put the case number on, you indicated that you were waiving your right to have the assistance of the court appointed attorney. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And sir, you've had the opportunity to meet with Mr. Young, the prosecutor for Sumter Township.
Yes, ma'am.
And there is a resolution of this matter.
Yes.
Would you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Sir, is it your understanding that you'll be tendering a plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive and the driving while license suspended would be dismissed?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand, sir, that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, ma'am.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty.
No, ma'am.
Sir, are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, is it true that on August 20th, 2021, in Sumter Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Young?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Norris, the court will accept your plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. The driving while license suspended will be dismissed. Was there anything you wanted to say before the court imposed fines and costs in this matter?
No, ma'am.
Sir, the court will impose a fine of $100. There's cost of $100. There's $75 crime victims fee. There's a $50 show cause fee for your prior failure to appear, $50 mandatory state cost, $20 fund fee, and $100 in bench warrant fees. That's a total of $495. Sir, do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Norris, the court will move you into the collections waiting room. There will be somebody there to discuss. Oh, she's free right now. She'll discuss the payment plan with you on the $495 that's due and owing. Please click the button to join Maria in the collections waiting room.
Okay,
Good luck to you, sir.
thank you.
Thank you. Was Mr. Williams ready?
Yes. I hope you were speaking about me, at least, Julius Williams.
These are two SU 00813 A and B. These are Sumter Township versus Julius Williams. Mr. Williams, which attorney did you speak to? Do you remember?
Joe B. I want to say his last name started with B.
Mr. Bowditch.
Yes.
He is not in the, he's not in the main session. He's with the Sumter prosecutor. When he pops back out, we'll get your case called and get you on your way, sir.
Okay, thank you. So just
you.
remain here, kind of just waiting.
I'm sorry?
Just remain in this room and wait.
Yes, you stay right where you are, but when I call your case, please be prepared to turn your video on.
Understood.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I think that might be it for me.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good afternoon.
You as well.
Thank you. Give me just a minute, Mr. Nunley. This is 22 SU. This is 22 SU 00846 OT. This is Sumter Township versus Timothy Gardner. May I have your appearance, please?
Roy Snelly on behalf of the defendant.
State your name for me, please, Mr. Gardner.
Timothy Levine, Jesse Gardner.
Thank you. Today is a day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial in this matter. Mr. Nunley, how are we proceeding this morning?
For purposes of the arraignment, we'd waive a formal reading and stand mute. For purposes of the pretrial, Mr. Gardner is going to plead guilty to the reduced charge of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive in exchange for dismissal of the DWLS.
Mr. Gardner, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You may put your hand down. You had the opportunity to discuss this case with Mr. Nunley,
Yes.
and it's your understanding that you'll be tendering a plea of guilty to an added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, and that the original driving while license suspended would be dismissed.
Yes.
Sir, you understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Okay.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
Mr. Gardner, is it true that on August 13, 2022 in Sumter Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Nunley?
Satisfied.
Mr. Gardner, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive and will dismiss the original charge of driving while license suspended. Mr. Nunley, is there anything you'd like to say before the court imposes fines and costs in this matter?
Leave it to the discretion of the court. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Gardner, the court will impose a fine of $100, cost of $100. There's $75 crime victims fee. There's $50 mandatory state cost and $20 fund fee. That's $345. Sir, do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
Yes, totally.
Mr. Gardner, there is a representative from the court's collections department who will meet you in a breakout room to establish a payment plan. In this matter, please join her there. Have a good day, sir.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, do I press the join breakout room?
You do, sir.
So old.
I know. You're fine.
Okay, let me press it.
Join her. Thank you.
Okay, you're bye.
Are we ready on Julius Williams now? We're still waiting for Mr. Bowditch. Okay.
Yes, I'm ready. Is Mr. Bowditch ready?
He's not here, Mr. Williams. Sit tight. I'll keep watching for him.
Thank you.
This is 22SU006290T. This is Sumter Township versus Kamani Nguyen. This matter was scheduled this morning at 8 a.m. for a show cause for the defendant's failure to appear back on July 14th. The defendant has once again failed to appear as directed by this court. Matter was scheduled at 8. It's now 10:20. Bench warrant shall issue 5,010%. These are 22SU00789 A, B, and C. These are Sumter Township versus Kamani Nguyen. These matters were scheduled for pre-hearing and arraignment pre-trial at 8:30. It is now 10:21 by this court's clock. There are no unidentified persons in this court's virtual waiting room or any of the breakout rooms. The defendant having failed to appear, these matters will be set for show cause. Is Mr. Bowditch in the sentencing? Good morning. How are you?
I think Mr. Bowditch is in a breakout room, Your Honor, with the client.
Thank you. The civil infraction in the Nguyen matter will be deemed in default. What's up? going on? Anything else going on in the building?
No.
What's going on down in Sumter, Mr. Young?
Well, it's been a challenging time here as of late. I think partly due to there's an election coming up. There's a special election to fill a vacancy. So that always brings out the best and the worst in everybody. And when we get past November, hopefully things settle back down again. Pretty busy down there for a lot of different reasons. So some of it's good, some of it's challenging, but overall, I've represented them for over 3 decades. So I don't know who's nuttier, them or me. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. I don't know.
I've seen some in the Independent and some just on social media, but I haven't been able to get down to any of the board meetings recently. And I haven't seen events. I'm always happy to attend, but I haven't seen anything going on down there. So I'll be a little bit more mindful.
Yeah, I don't think
that
there's
way.
been many as of late, but if there is, I'll certainly remind you of those. It was a slow summer in that regard. So a lot of the Parks and Rec events that they used to have are just not, they still haven't recovered from COVID yet. Why we're on a lull, I don't know if you recognize this or know this, but I don't see Royce in the room here at all. But I was reading this magazine the other day. I mean, I don't usually read this. I usually just set my coffee on it. It's called Super Lawyers. And I just happened to open it up to page 9, and there's a story in there called Punk Practitioner. And it's the story of Royce Nunley, when for 10 years before he decided to become a lawyer, was a member of a rather successful punk rock band called the Suicide Machines. And
I have heard that story and I've seen that picture, and he's actually in his MIDC waiting room.
yeah, so he's got quite the background, and I've been dealt with Royce for a period of time. I never could quite figure out what was sort of off kilter with him, but after reading this article, I understand now. 10 years with a group called the Suicide Machines has put him in the condition that he's in today. So I don't want you to miss that, but I'm glad you had a chance to see that article. It's very good.
I see you, Mr. Bowditch. Give me one moment. These are 22SU00809 A and B. These are Sumter Township versus Russell Pierce. These matters were scheduled at 8:30 a.m. It's now 10:26 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, the B file, which is a civil infraction, will be deemed in default. And the A file, which is a misdemeanor, will be set for show cause. These are 22SU00813 A and B. These are Sumter Township versus Julius Williams. May I have your appearance, please?
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch, appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, could you tell the judge your name for the record, please?
Julius Williams.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial in this matter. Mr. Bowditch, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, as far as the arraignment, we would waive formal reading, stand mute. As far as the pretrial, Mr. Williams would be pleading guilty to an added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, with the understanding the 2 original charges would be dismissed.
Mr. Williams, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. You may put your hand down. Sir, you were able to discuss this matter this morning with Mr. Bowditch, and it's your understanding that you'll be tendering a plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes.
Sir, you understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind?
Yes.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes.
And Mr. Williams, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty.
Correct.
Sir, are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
Mr. Williams, is it true that on August the 5th, 2022 in Sumter Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Young?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Bowditch?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Mr. Williams, the court will accept your plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, will dismiss the original misdemeanor of driving while license suspended, along with the civil infraction registration or plate violation. Mr. Bowditch, is there anything you'd like to say before fines and costs are assessed in this matter?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Williams, the court will assess a fine of $100, cost of $100. There's $75 mandatory crime victims fee, $50 mandatory state cost, $20 fund fee. That's $345. Sir, you also have outstanding obligation of $366 due to the court on 2 other unrelated matters. Are you able to pay this amount within the next 5 days, sir? Or do you need to speak to the collections department?
Collections department, please.
Mr. Williams, the court will have you transferred into the collections breakout room to establish a payment plan and resume the payment plan on the 2 other matters. Other than that, it concludes the case for this morning. Thank you, sir. Are we ready with Ms. Goodlow?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is 2205-250M. This is Sumter Township versus Marion Lucille Goodlow. May I have your appearances, please?
No, Your Honor.
Robert Young, Sumter Township, Your Honor.
For the record, Your Honor, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Ms. Goodlow.
Am I to join the break room for the collections? I'm still in here.
Yes, sir. Please do that.
Join breakout room to collections. Okay, sorry about interrupting. I apologize.
No
about
worries.
that.
Ma'am,
You have been
state your name
assigned
for
to
the
the
record,
collections
please.
meeting.
Marion Lucille Goodlow.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the adjourned pretrial in this matter. Mr. Bowditch, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, Ms. Goodlow will be pleading no guilt, no contest to the charge of indecent exposure based on possible civil liability.
Your Honor, that's fine with me, but the discussion I had with Mr. Bowditch is the conditions would be no contact with the neighbors, the complainants in this case. And I'm assuming that this is going to be sent, and I would ask this be sent to pre-sentencing for a review. And there may be a need for some additional counseling or the like. That's what I'm looking for. And there was a question as to whether or not the court could order that. But I'm concerned about how all of this came about and what could transpire. I'm willing to go along with the under advisement for a year. But I do think there needs to be some oversight by the court, at least as determined by probation.
I'm sorry, you said under advisement for a year?
Yes, Your Honor, I meant to say that. Taken under 771.
Ms. Goodlow, raise your right hand for me, please. Ma'am, do you swear or affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You may put your hand down. Mr. Bowditch, you indicated no contest, but the offer in the file was guilty. Is it truly a no contest plea, Mr. Young, Mr. Bowditch?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Goodlow, you had the opportunity to discuss the case this morning with Mr. Bowditch, and it's your understanding you'll be tendering a no contest plea to the sole count in this matter of indecent exposure?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that if the court accepts a plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind?
Yes, ma'am.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor?
Yes, ma'am.
And ma'am, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you
No, ma'am.
to accept responsibility. Because this is a no contest plea and the only documents in the file are the complaint in this matter. Mr. Bowditch, what is the factual basis for the plea?
Ms. Goodlow.
Yes, sir.
On the day in question, did you trying to put this delicately, did you go out of doors, ma'am? And were there situations that happened that were indecent, in essence?
No, no, sir. I was fully dressed and ready to go to work. And my neighbors can testify. The whole street can testify.
Well, Your Honor, absent the police report,
Your Honor, if I may, Your Honor.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, there's not going to be a plea here. That's what I told Mr. Bowditch. I request we set this for a trial, and I will bring in the neighbors. We'll go from there. So I don't see it being resolved any other way.
I think the only way to resolve it is to get a restraining order. The only way to resolve this is for you guys to see how the property is set up and how these neighbors have no reason to come over here.
Ms. Goodlow,
it's a mess.
Ms.
Yes,
Goodlow,
ma'am.
I'm cutting
Yes,
you
ma'am.
off because today is just pre-trial. It's not the time for
ma'am.
you to present that information. We
Yes,
can
ma'am.
schedule this matter we'll schedule this matter for trial, and you'll have the opportunity to bring in the things that you would like to bring in regarding any maps or outlay of the property, any witnesses or other exhibits, documents that you might have. Mr. Bowditch, Mr. Young was scheduled for trial on another unrelated matter, excuse me, on October 7th at 10 a.m. Mr. Young, how many witnesses would you anticipate in this case?
3.
3.
Yes.
Mr. Bowditch, any idea how many witnesses you would anticipate?
I believe just one, Your Honor.
Do you believe that 1 hour would give us sufficient time, Mr. Young?
Yes, probably, Your Honor.
Mr. Bowditch. I'm sorry, Mr. Young, were you saying something
I was just going
else?
to say hard to guess totally on this, but I will keep it as succinct as I possibly can.
Mr. Bowditch, I'm sorry, ma'am. Go ahead.
I'm not understanding what's going on because you guys are doing what you want to do. The prosecutor,
No, ma'am. No. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
Today is the pretrial, which means, excuse me. This is the opportunity for the parties to speak and determine if there's a settlement plea agreement in this matter that will resolve it today, or if the matter will be scheduled for trial. We started to take a plea in this matter, and it became clear that that was not going to happen. So we're not going to do that. We're scheduling the matter for trial. Trial is a day for you to raise any defenses, for you to present witnesses for the prosecutor's office.
But no one is listening to us. No one is listening. So that's why I just wanted to take the no contest
Ms. Goodlow,
and just be done.
Ms. Goodlow, I want to ask you to say what you want to say. The issue is that these proceedings are recorded. They're being streamed live on YouTube. And you could possibly say something that would impact your case in the way that you might not be considering. I'm not trying to cut you off. You can say what you want to say, but please be
I'm not going to
aware,
say
be
anything.
cautious.
I'm not saying anything else. I'm just saying I thought we were going for whatever. I don't know. I guess I just don't understand. I'm not going to say anything else. I don't understand.
Ma'am, what don't you understand?
I don't know.
I think
Ms. Goodlow, we'll schedule the trial for October 7th, 8:30 a.m. here live in courtroom number 1. And you'll have the opportunity at that time, Ms. Goodlow, to bring any witnesses, pictures, documents that you want the court to consider. Mr. Young will do the same thing. If between now and that time there is some resolution or agreement, the court would be happy to take up that resolution on that day. Otherwise, at 8:30 on Friday, October 7th, the court will be looking to swear in witnesses and take testimony, okay?
Like I said, y'all doing what y'all want to do. Okay.
Miss Goodlow, what is it that you want the court to do this morning?
Ms.
Miss
Goodlow,
Goodlow. No,
I-
Mr. Bowditch, Miss Good.
I want it to be dropped. That's what I want, because there's not enough evidence. There's not enough anything. You guys are not no one is understanding what the situation is. I just, like you said, I don't want to criminate myself. And
Ms. Goodlow, here's the thing. The court cannot dismiss the case unless there's a motion. There's nothing before the court this morning. Pretrial is just for scheduling or plea. So I haven't heard, the court hasn't heard anything that will cause the court to dismiss the case. If there's not sufficient evidence, we'll address that matter on October 7th. It's not that I don't want to hear you, it's that this is not the day. It's like trying to put on your shoes without putting on your socks. Today it's just putting on socks. October 7th will be putting on shoes.
Okay. I just wanted one more question. Why are we not doing the pretrial thing? I'm not the pretrial thing. Why we're not doing the 1 year thing? They stay away from me and I stay away from them for the whole year. Why can't we do that? Why I gotta come
because
to court?
you would have to acknowledge that something had happened, and when I asked you, you said no.
Well, nothing did. You said I could plead no contest. That means either something happened or something didn't happen. That's what he told me. So I guess I got misunderstood.
And Ms. Goodlow, the October 7th date will give you an opportunity.
He asked me, was I indecent? And I said no. A t-shirt and a tank top, 80 degrees outside. That's what I wear to work.
And that's why I'm suggesting October 7th. They'll give you an opportunity to speak to Mr. Bowditch again, and maybe there'll be a different understanding of how we'll proceed. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right.
October 7th, 8:30 a.m.
Okay. Is that it?
Thank you.
Yep.
Good morning. This is Judge Martin. How may I help you? Good morning. I'm actually on the record. Can I call you back in about 5 minutes? Thank you. Bye-bye. I don't see any other defendants in the breakout room. There are no persons in the court's virtual waiting room. Our last scheduled case was at 9:50. Anyone who is not checked in is deemed to be untimely. I will be around to do show causes and bench warrants. Is there anything else from anyone else?
Nope.
Nothing, Your Honor.
Thank you. We're all set. You all have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you. Thank you, Bryce and Jeff, for
Thank
help.
you.
I really
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
Judge. Have a great day, everyone.
This is 1914450T 22SU00791 A and B. These are Sumter Township versus Sykes. The 1914445 case is in warrant status and will stay that way. The 719 A and B files were scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 8:40 a.m. It's now 10:42 a.m. by this court's clock. Again, there are no unidentified persons in the court's breakout rooms, which we will close since there should be nobody in there. There are no unidentified persons in the court's virtual waiting room. Based on the defendant's failure to appear as directed by this court, the matters will be scheduled for show cause. These are 22 HR 07152 A and B. These are Huron Township versus Charles Cherry. These matters were scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 8:50 a.m. It's now 10:43 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, these matters will be set for show cause. This is 20 SU 004 20 SU 00333 OM. This is Sumter Township versus Keith Cannell. This matter was scheduled at 8:50 a.m. It's now 10:44 a.m. Today is the date scheduled for the show cause and arraignment pretrial. The notice to appear was emailed and mailed to Mr. Cannell. Notice was issued to him roadside as well. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue. 5,000, 10%. These are 18H 264762 A and B. These are Huron Township versus David Randall. These matters were scheduled for civil infraction arraignment. That's an odd indication. Matters are civil infractions based on the defendant's failure to appear at 8:50 as directed by this court. It's now 10:45 by the court's clock. The matters will actually be deemed these were supposed to be arraignments on a bench warrant that's in place on this civil infraction. The warrant issued back on June 28th, 2019. Defendant has failed to appear. The bench warrant remains in place. These are 22 SU 00815 A and B. These are Sumter Township versus Carl Cortez, Joel Marks. Matters were scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9 a.m. It is now 10:47 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear as directed by the court. Matters will be set for show cause. These are 21 HR 1674A, 22 SU 00828 A, B, and C. These matters were scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning at 9:10 a.m. It is now, I'm sorry, Huron Township versus Daryl Almont Barnier, scheduled at 9:10 a.m. It's now 10:48 a.m. by this court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. The 2021 case. Will be set for show cause. The 2022 civil infraction C file will be deemed in default. And show causes will be set in the A and B files. These are 22 SU 00814 A and B. These are Sumter Township versus Jermaine Brown. These matters were scheduled at 9:20 a.m. It's now 10:50 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. The A file will be set for show cause. The B file will be deemed in default. This is 1622690M. This is Huron Township versus Dante Smith. This matter was scheduled at 9:50 for a pretrial. It is now 10:52 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. Matter will be set for show cause. There is 22 SU 00726 AOT. This is Sumter Township versus Tyler Anton. The matter was scheduled at 8 a.m. for show cause arraignment pretrial. It is now 10:53 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. Bench warrant shall issue 5,010%. This is 22 VB. This is 22 SU 00519A. try this again. This is 22SU00704B, Sumter Township versus William Armstrong. The matter was scheduled at 8 a.m. for show cause arraignment. Pretrial is now 10:53 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. This is 22SU00254B. This is Sumter Township versus Natasha Blansett. The matter is scheduled at 8 a.m. for show cause arraignment. Pretrial. It's now 10:54 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, the matter will be set. Bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. This is 22SU00587OT. This is Sumter Township versus Sherrod Chambers. The matter is scheduled this morning for show cause arraignment. Pretrial at 8 a.m. It is now 10:54 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. This is 22SU00749A. This is Sumter Township versus David Lewis Childs II. This matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment. Pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:54 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. These are 22SU00580A and B. These are Sumter Township versus Ashley Clausen. The matters were scheduled for show cause arraignment. Pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:55 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear as directed by this court, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. These are 22SU00650A and 22SU00625OT. These are Sumter Township versus Michael Amos Durden. These matters were scheduled for show cause arraignment. Pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:55 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. This is 22SU00724AOT. This is Sumter Township versus Tabitha Farhat. This matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment. Pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:55 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. This is 22SU00582AOT, Sumter Township versus Donald Foreman. This matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment. Pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:56 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. These are 22SU00702A, B, and C. These are Sumter Township versus Martin Conrad Graham. These matters were scheduled for show cause arraignment. Pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:56 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. This is 22SU00412BOT. This is Sumter Township versus Jaquan Gabriel Anthony Green. The matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment. Pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:56 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear as directed by this court, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. These are 20SU0027A, B, and C. These are Sumter Township versus Samuel Malcolm Hamilton. These matters were scheduled for show cause arraignment. Pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:57 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. This is 22SU00683A, Sumter Township versus Martell Lamar Harris. The matter was scheduled this morning for show cause arraignment. Pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:57 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear as directed by this court, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. This is 22SU00673OT. This is Sumter Township versus Taja Brianna Jones. This matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment. Pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:57 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear as directed by this court, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. This is 22SU00722AOT. This is Sumter Township versus Alejandro Landa. The matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment. Pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:57 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear as directed by this court, bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. This is 22SU00744AOT. This is Sumter Township versus William Earl McCorkle Jr. The matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment. Pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:58 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear as directed by this court, bench warrant shall issue 10,000. $5,010. This is 22SU00729B. This is Sumter Township versus Dantes Knuckles. This matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:58 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear as directed, bench warrant shall issue $5,010. This is 22SU00751OT. This is Sumter Township versus Dennis Pogue. This matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 10:58 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue $5,010. This is 22H. This is 22HR 06909OI. This is Huron Township versus Dwayne Stevens. This matter was set for a formal hearing at 11 a.m. It's now 10:59 a.m. by the court's clock. There's a motion from the prosecutor to amend this matter to a double parking. Defendant pleads responsible and pay a fine of $200 that will resolve the matter in its entirety. The court has not seen Mr. Stevens yet this morning. This is 22SU00621A. This is Sumter Township versus Malcolm Swilly. The matter is scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 11 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue $5,010. This is 22SU00619OT. This is Sumter Township versus Jalen Teasley. The matter is scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial at 8 a.m. It's now 11 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue $5,010. These are 22SU00760A and B. These are Sumter Township versus Jose Vasquez Sandoval. These matters are scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial at 8 a.m. It's 11 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue $5,010. That concludes this court's docket. Thank you, Mary Ann.